$20 billion every single year. That massive sum of money quietly changes hands in one of the most consequential yet entirely invisible transactions on the entire planet. I mean, it's a number so staggering, it's hard to even wrap your head around it, right? But make no mistake, this cash is the invisible concrete upon which our modern digital lives are built. So why on earth does Google hand over $20 billion to Apple every single year just to be the default setting on your iPhone? It's the ultimate why question. Most of us just unlock our phones, type in a quick question, and never think twice about the hidden mechanics making it all happen. But that simple, everyday action, that is ground zero for the battle over the most valuable resource on Earth. Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we are going to uncover the invisible architecture of the digital world. We aren't just talking about code or algorithms here. We're looking at a carefully constructed environment designed with absolute surgical precision to trap, hold, and monetize human attention. From those billion-dollar monopolies right down to the specific font on your screen, absolutely everything is by design. And to really understand how your attention is captured, we have to start at the very top. Part 1. The $20 billion default. Uncovering the foundation of the digital world. A recent legal earthquake basically blew the lid off their entire playbook. On September 2nd, 2025, a federal judge issued this bombshell ruling. Google is a monopolist, and it has acted as one to maintain its monopoly. According to the court, Google didn't just win the search engine wars by building the best product. No, they entered into massive distribution agreements to completely lock up the default search status on our devices. So that $20 billion payment? That was literally the price of locking the gates. Okay, but seriously, why pay $20 billion just to be a default setting? Well, the answer comes down to one word: scale. In the search industry, scale is the whole ballgame. It's the essential raw material, the massive volumes of user queries and data. Think about it. If you're the default, you get the queries. The more queries you get, the more data you collect. The more data you collect, the better your search engine becomes, and the more you can charge for the ads placed next to those searches. It's a continuous loop where scale equals data and data equals invincibility against your rivals. And man, did this strategy work. By paying billions to lock up those default access points, Google effectively swallowed up 95% of the mobile search market share. According to the court, this froze the entire search ecosystem for over a decade. Rivals were starved of the scale they desperately needed to compete, and we, the users, were steered right into a single dominant ecosystem. But here's the thing. Capturing your device is only step 1. Step 2 is capturing your eyes. Section 2, Designing for Silent Scrolling, the interior design of digital spaces. If the default search engine is the foundation, then the content you actually consume is the interior design of these digital spaces. And trust me, this interior design is meticulously crafted to keep you silently scrolling. Just think about how we consume media today. Research shows that over 60% of digital audience in the US watch videos directly on their smartphones. We're watching in waiting rooms, on the bus, lying in bed, all in the palm of our hands. Now, check this out. It's a staggering fact. 85% of people watching videos on platforms like Facebook are doing it in complete silence. 85%. Content creators and marketers know this. They know that if their video relies only on audio to make sense, you are going to scroll right past it without a second thought. This entirely changes the architecture of a video. It means captions and subtitles are no longer just an afterthought for accessibility. They are the primary vehicle driving the story. And the actual design of those subtitles, it's basically a psychological science. Creators meticulously pick fonts so they blend in flawlessly. Take Helvetica, for example, Apple's default font until 2015. It's rounder, visually pleasing, and used a lot in documentaries. Then you have Arial, Microsoft's generic default, designed to be almost intentionally bland. Why does something so small matter? Because a truly good subtitle is invisible to you. If a font is too flashy, it distracts your brain. But if it's perfectly neutral and legible, you absorb the information with zero friction, completely locking you into the silent scroll. But what happens when you finally turn the volume up? The manipulation doesn't stop. It just shifts to a different sense. Part 3. The psychology of sound design, while you literally can't look away. Visuals might grab your attention, for sure, but it is sound that makes a message stick and dictates exactly how you feel about it. Professional sound designers use 3 specific techniques to get in your head. First, they layer frequencies. A simple whoosh sound, kind of boring, but if you layer low frequencies for weight, mid frequencies for clarity, and high frequencies for brightness, that whoosh becomes something you physically feel in your chest. Second, they commit to a consistent sonic style, like gritty for sports or minimal for corporate, to build a subconscious brand identity. And third, they edit naturally. They use tricks like adding reverb to a final musical hit so a fast-paced 30-second edit doesn't feel jarring. These invisible audio cues dictate your emotions from millisecond to millisecond. Part 4. The Vertical Drama Revolution, the Pacing of Modern Entertainment. So the really crucial point here is that all this invisible architecture, the default platforms, the visual friction reduction, the psychological audio cues, it has birthed an entirely new, highly addictive entertainment format. You've definitely seen these scrolling through your feed. They're original drama series engineered from scratch for streaming apps. We aren't talking about old TV shows awkwardly cropped to fit your phone. These are natively shot in a 9:16 vertical ratio, and the pacing is relentless. They're designed to hook you in the first 3 to 5 seconds. Every single short chapter has a cliffhanger baked right in to break the feed and force you to keep watching. Even the acting is different, relying on micro-expressions tailored specifically for tiny screens. It is storytelling stripped down to pure neurological engagement. And this right here perfectly illustrates the massive disruption happening behind the scenes. A traditional live-action vertical series usually costs anywhere between $150,000 and $500,000 a season. But look what happens when you introduce artificial intelligence into the mix. A fully AI-generated series drops that budget down to between $50,000 and $120,000. AI is violently slashing the cost of creating these continuous, highly addictive loops of content, which means the sheer volume of media designed specifically to trap your attention is about to absolutely explode. Part 5, Gen AI, the Monopoly Killer, the wrecking ball threatening the whole ecosystem. Which brings us right back full circle. Because the exact same AI technology that's revolutionizing content creation is also acting as the ultimate wrecking ball, swinging straight at the foundations of those $20 billion monopolies we started with. Remember how that search market was frozen solid for a decade? Well, the ice is finally thawing. Tens of millions of people are now completely skipping traditional search engines. Instead, they're turning straight to generative AI chatbots like ChatGPT, Claude, and Gemini. These AI tools take huge amounts of data and synthesize it into direct, easy-to-read conversational answers. Just look at the stark difference here. On one side, you have a traditional Google search result. Sure, there's an AI overview at the top, but you're still basically relying on a list of blue links you have to sift through. But on the other side, the Gemini chatbot interface. It's a fully synthesized, direct answer to your question, beautifully formatted with bullet points. It's an entirely different paradigm. You aren't searching anymore, you are asking, and the machine is answering. And here's the thing, the threat to traditional search isn't just about text. Think about this. The human brain processes visuals 60,000 times faster than text. 60,000 times. So when AI can instantly generate a custom animated infographic or give you a real-time visual breakdown of complex financial data rather than just pointing you to a boring spreadsheet, traditional text-based search engines face a massive existential crisis. The friction of learning just drops to zero. The endgame for all these tech giants, Google, Microsoft, OpenAI, is actually noted right there in the antitrust court findings. They all want to build a super assistant. A single AI interface that can literally perform any task a user requests. If a super assistant can effortlessly book your flight, summarize your messy inbox, and explain complex topics visually, the old model of clicking links, scrolling through websites, and ignoring banner ads completely collapses. So we are standing right at the edge of a massive digital paradigm shift. The invisible architecture that built the internet as we know it is being torn down and rebuilt in real time. Will our attention ultimately be controlled by the old monopolies and their search algorithms, or by these incredibly fast, new generative AI assistants? That is the grand mystery unfolding right on our screens as we speak. If you want to keep uncovering the hidden reasons, the surprising facts, and the biggest mysteries behind our digital world, make sure you subscribe to the Y Engine. We'll see you in the next explainer.